जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ जय गिरिवरधारी जय गिरिवरधारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज विहारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरा वनचारी यमुना तीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्ण Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Jaya Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Swami Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Swami Jaya Jagannath Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladev Jai Subhadra Maya Sudarshana Jai Jagannath Jai Baladev Jai Subhadra Maya Sudarshana Jai Jagannath Jai Subhadra Maya Sudarshana Jagannath Swami Jayana Patagami Jayana Patagami Bhavatami Jagannath Swami Jayana Patagami Jayana Patagami Bhavatu Jai Jagannath Jai Jagannath Jai Baladev Jai Baladev Jai Subhadra Jai Subhadra Jai Subhadra Jai Sudarshana Jai Jagannath Jai Baladev Jai Subhadra Maya Sudarshana Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Radha Madan Mohan Radha Madan Mohan Radhe Radha Radha Madan Mohan Radhe Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radha Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Jaya Gauranika 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya 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 Gurudev Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev, Jai Gurudev, Gurudev, Jai Gurudev. प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम विश्वकार ब्रह्म परिवजिकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शक्ति से भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम विश्वकार परमोश परिवजिकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शक्ति से भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम विष्णुपाद परमोश परिवजिकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शक्ति श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत स्वामी महाराज श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। रामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गिरिवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन धाम की जय। मथुरा धाम की जय। मायापुर नवदीप धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय। जमुना माई की जय। तुलसी देवी की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। स्वामी भक्ति हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। जगत गुरु श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी। So today we'll be discussing on 28 and 29 sloka of Srimad Bhagavatam's fourth canto, seventh chapter, 28 and 29. I'm just projecting on the screen. We'll start the discussion. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tado Jaya Muniraye नष्टप्रायशो भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्टिकी। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितमेन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितमेन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुं श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपां साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सार्वभौतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपदान् सगण ललिता विशाखावितं तस्य। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी विश्वानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Lord की जय। तो we'll read the shloka. सदस्यः ऊचुः उत्पत्तधन्यशरण उरुग्लकेशदुर्गन्तकुग्र व्यालान्विष्ट विषयमृगतृष्यात् आत्मगेहोरुभारः द्वन्द्वश्वमेब्रे खलमुरुकभये शोकदावेद्न सार्थः पादौकस्ते शरणद कदा यति कामोपसृष्टः। What were meaning by Srila Prabhupada? The Prabhupada ki jai. Sandeshya, the members of the, sorry, Sadasya, the members of the assembly. Uchu said, Utpatti, repeated birth and death. Advani, on the path of. Asrani, not having place to the shelter. Uru, great. Klesha, troublesome. Durge, in the formidable foe. Antaka, termination. Ugra, ferocious. Vala, snakes. Unwished, being infested with. Vishaya, material happiness. Mrugatrishi, marriage. Atma, body. Geha, home. Uru, heavy. Bhara, burden. Dvandva, dual. Tavrei, also teaches so-called happiness and distress. Khala, ferocious. Mruga, animals. Bhai, being afraid of. Shokadave, the forest fire of lamentation. Ajnastu artham, for the interest of rascals. Pada okaha, shelter of your lotus feet. Te, unto you, Sharanada, giving shelter. Kada, when Yati went. Kamo upasraste, Kamo upasraste, being afflicted by all sort of desires. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. The members of the assembly address the Lord like this. O exclusive shelter for all who are situated in a troubled life, in this formidable port of conditional existence, the time element, like a snake, is always looking for an opportunity to strike. This world is full of ditches of so-called distress and happiness, and there are many ferocious animals always ready to attack. The fire of lamentation is always blazing, and the mirage of false happiness is always alluring. But one has no shelter from them. Thus, foolish persons live in cycle of birth and death, always overburdened in discharging their so-called duties, and we do not know when they will accept the shelter of your lotus feet. Next shloka. 89 shloka. Rudra uvacha tava varada varangrag ashishe khilarthe vyappi munis bir sakter adarenar hiranye yadi rachidan ma vidyalokam upaviddam japatina gane tattva puran anugrahena. Word to word translation by Srila Prabhupada. Rudra uvacha, Lord Shiva said, Tava, your Varada, O Supreme Benefactor, Vara Anugrahu, precious lotus feet, Ashish by the desire, Iha in the material world, Akhil Arthe or fulfillment. Here, certainly, Munivihi by the sages. Asakte, liberated, Adarena with care, Arhine, worshipable. Yadi, if Rachitadhyam, mind picks from ma, me, avidyaloka, the ignorant person, apaviddham, unpurified activity, japati, utters, na ganaye, do not value, tat iti, tat para anugrahena, by compassion like yours. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Lord Shiva said, my dear Lord, my mind and consciousness are always fixed on your lotus feet, which, as the source of all benediction and the fulfillment of all desires, are worshipped by all liberated great sages, because your lotus feet are worthy of worship. With my mind fixed on your lotus feet, I am no longer disturbed by persons who blaspheme me, claiming that my activities are not purified. I do not mind their accusations, and I accuse them out of compassion, just as you exhibit compassion towards all living entities. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Lord Shiva expressed herein in regret, his regret at having been angry and having disturbed the sacrificial activities of Daksha. King Daksha has insulted him in many ways, and thus he has become angry and has frustrated the entire sacrificial ceremony. Later, when he was pleased, the yajna performance were reinstated, and therefore he regretted his activities. Now he says that because his mind is fixed on the lotus feet of Supreme Lord Vishnu, he is no longer disturbed by ordinary critics of his way of life. From this statement by Lord Shiva, it is understood that as long as one is on material platform, one is affected by modes of three modes of material nature. As soon as one is in Krishna consciousness, however, one is no longer affected by such a material activities. One should therefore always be fixed in Krishna consciousness, busy in transcendental loving service of the Lord. It is guaranteed that such a devotee will never be affected by actions and reactions of three modes of material nature. This fact is also corroborated in Bhagavad Gita. Anyone who speaks in transcendental service of the Lord has surpassed all the material quantities and is situated in the status of Brahma realization, in which one is not afflicted by hankering of material objects. The recommendation of Srimad Bhagavatam is that one should always be Krishna conscious and should never forget his transcendental relations with the Lord. This program has to be followed strictly by everyone. From the statement of Lord Shiva, it is understood that he was always in Krishna consciousness, and thus he remained free from material affliction. The only remedy therefore is to continue Krishna consciousness rigidly in order to get out of the contamination of material moods. Prabhupada ki jai. Sadasyavuchuhu utpatyadanna sharanam uruklaklesha durgyanta kogra vyalanvishte visharmuga trishnanatmage horubaraha dvandap sabrevra khalamurga bhaye shukadavedna arth sartaha padupatiste sharanam kadayati kamupasrishtaha. Rudra uvacha tava varada varangragrava shishe hala khilarte Happy Munivir Asaptis Adarenar Harinini Yadi Rachita Diyam Ma Vidya Lokam Apaviddham Japarina Gane Tattva Paranu Anugrahe. Hare Krishna. नमो विश्वपदाय कृष्णप्रष्टाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताका स्वामी निति नामने नमो आचार्य पदाय निताय कृपप्रदायिने गौरकथामदाय नगरग्राम तारिणे नमो विश्वपदाय कृष्णप्रष्टाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामने नामस्ते सासति देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य दृश्यतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासरि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So welcome all devotees and thanks for your time in the morning. So this is a Zoom Srimad Bhagavatam class at 8 a.m. class. This is associated with ISKCON Seshadripuram. So last week also we discussed, and in between also many shlokas were covered. So this is the current shlokas, two shlokas, 20, 29. They are actually the praise offered by the sadasyas or members of the assembly where the yajna or sacrifice is happening by Daksha. That sacrifice has happened, redone. It was redone. It was initiated again. And the earlier story, I will just recap that. So the sacrifice has happened successfully now this time, and all the assembly members of the yajna, they are praising the Lord Krishna for his magnanimity, and they are praising him and begging the pardon also. And in that assembly, Daksha and many demigods, Brahma, everybody is there. And Shiva also, Lord Shiva also is there. They are all praising Lord Krishna. Now, this time yajna happened, and you know the story. Like earlier, first time Daksha did this yajna. Daksha is nothing but he is a Prajapati, Daksha Prajapati. And they are in the business of creation of the universe. So, but then he insulted Lord Shiva on the first time yajna. That Lord Shiva did not took it to his mind, and he just left the assembly and he went. Second time again Daksha initiated the yajna, and Daksha did not wanted Lord Shiva to be there. Daksha was not liking Lord Shiva, although he was his son-in-law, and Sati was his daughter, Lord Shiva wife. But second time, when he arranged a sacrifice, yajna, Sati went there because she wanted to meet her father, her relatives, mother, sisters. You are interested, inclined to going there, even though his father, her husband got insulted. So then she went there, but then she saw there is no due respect given to her as well as Lord Shiva's position, and she felt insulted and angry, and she left the body by some yogic power. Her body got burned into ashes and she left. Lord Shiva got angry and he did not like it because Sati was very dear to Lord Shiva. Although Lord Shiva is a uh, renounced, he is at the highest level of because he is the highest level of Vaishnava. Vaishnavanam yatha Shambhu. He is at the highest level of renunciation. But somehow he was sort of attached to Sati. She was very faithful to Lord Shiva and she did not like Lord Shiva getting insulted. Very chaste wife. And she was ready to fight even with her father for her husband. This is the actual chaste wife. She will be chaste to her husband. She will never like her husband uh, to get insulted or brought down. Of course, provided he is right, husband is right position. So she went there, she left the body. Lord Shiva, disciples and Lord Shiva went there, and that disciple killed Daksha. Virabhadra killed Daksha. They killed a lot of followers of Daksha. And there was a devastation. The whole arena was either and Daksha got killed. His head got removed. Virabhadra removed it. So demigod also, of course, this is what happened. Then there was a fighting and huge fighting between demigods, Lord Shiva's followers, and then the demigods and rishis, and they went to Brahma, and ultimately Brahma took them to Lord Krishna, and he told, and then like it was, I mean, rather they took it to Lord Shiva, sorry, to beg the pardon because they insulted Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva said, okay, fine. He sort of forgive them, and he went back to the sacrificial arena where it was just kept halfway. So there Daksha was lying beheaded. So Lord Shiva came and he put head. The Lord Shiva was satisfied by the prayers, by the surrender of the assembly, sages, demigods, and other things, other people. So then he was satisfied. He's Ashutosh, means he gets easily satisfied. Because he is not egoistic, there is no ego. Lord Shiva means at the highest position. He doesn't have any ego or very simple. So, and he gets satisfied. He loves his devotees also. So Daksha was lying there. Daksha's body was lying there. So he put the body, the goat head. He did not put his head on his body, but he put a goat's head and brought him to life. Daksha got life, but he got life in this way with embarrassing position. And other people also got some life, and there are some reversibility happened. They did some reversible thing, and life was there. They got forgiven. It's a big thing. So, and then once they came to life, they understood what is the position of Lord Shiva, and more so, even all of them understood what is the position of Lord Krishna, because any yajna is ultimately meant for satisfaction of Lord Vishnu. Muktaram yajna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram. Sarudam sarvabhutanam natvan shanti gacchati. So they all liked, like they all started praising Lord Krishna. For what? just to glorify him, because they understood their mistake. And ultimately they understood it's all about Lord Krishna being satisfied on the arena. In any sacrifice, let it be karma sacrifice, let it be jnana, let it be in sense control, let it be physical sacrifice like yajna and all that, they put all those ingredients and satisfy the demigod. Let it be any sacrifice. The Lord Vishnu has to be satisfied. It should be meant for him. Sarvaloka Maheshwara, because he is the ultimate enjoyer, ultimate controller, ultimate owner of the whole material world. So anything you do has to be, share has to be given. Lord Vishnu has to be satisfied. Should be as for Lord Vishnu wish. Okay, so this is the scene there now. They started praising. So in the first sloka, what they are saying, I'll just read again. The members of the assembly addressed to the Lord. Lord means Lord Krishna, the exclusive shelter of for all who are situated in the troubled life, in a formidable fold of conditional existence. The time element, like snake, is always looking for an opportunity to strike. The world is full of ditches of so-called distress and happiness, and there are many ferocious animals always ready to attack. The fire of lamentation is always raging, and the mirage of false happiness is always alluring. But one has no shelter from them. Thus, foolish persons live in a cycle of birth and death and always overburdened in discharging their so-called duties, and do not know when they will accept shelter of lotus feet. So, Lord, the members of the assembly, they have understood this is a material world and there is no question of happiness here in a real sense. There's a temporary happiness, there's a temporary distress that is mentioned. Temporary happiness comes due to our sense enjoyment. So, this material world is made in such a way that there is temporary happiness, and that happiness comes from our mind. Mind is also sixth sense. So, six senses, 11, 5 gross senses, and six senses mind. Happiness comes from this arrangement, which is material happiness, which is at a level of bodily. So, it's not at a spiritual level. It's not at a soul level. Since we are attached to body, body gives some sensory pleasure, and we feel pleased. Suppose, for example, we are enjoying some good dishes, so we feel taste. So the taste sense get satisfied, and we feel I'm satisfied. But there is always a repetition, and there is always a craving. So this material world is made in such a way that you are after the sense enjoyment. Body will keep demanding the various needs, and we are after the satisfying the body because we are attached to body. Rather, we have forgotten that we are soul, and we are thinking we are body. Some people are forgotten, so there is no question of soul and body. They say, everything is this body. Okay, whatever body says, we will follow, and they are after sense enjoyment. So they are hankering. I want this. Why they want? Why they are hankering? They are hankering because they want to satisfy their senses. So to satisfy the senses, you need sense objects or the paraphernalia to enjoy the senses. Like suppose to have nice taste, you need to have food, nice food, fine food, this taste, that taste. So you have to work hard, you have to have money, grow the food, like that. So once food comes, then you have got another sense to be satisfied. Sense enjoyment is there throughout. And to satisfy those senses, you have to collect all the paraphernalia. Not only that, you have to interact with other bodies, other human beings, or whoever, to exchange that sense enjoyment. And so the attachment starts to senses, attachment start to mind, because we get, since we get little bit happiness here, we get attached to those senses and body. And then we get attached to the things associated with this body and senses, like paraphernalia, home, house, car, bungalow, society, kinship, another, another living entities, we get attached because they are giving us the sense enjoyment and we are giving them sense enjoyment. So this is the material existence. So some people doesn't understand what is soul and body, so they are completely into this maze. Some people understand to some extent, but they are too much attached to senses, so it's almost difficult to bring them back. They are like demons. They want to enjoy the senses at the cost of others. So there is a hankering because I want this, because I need to reserve this, I need to put in deposit, I need to have this arrangement, this, that, planning, fear. Ahar bhai nidra maithun. Senses enjoyment is basically sahar bhai nidra maithun in that way. And we are trying to hanker. We want this. Hanker means I want this. Hankering. Now, you may get, may not get, depending on our karma, but generally we get. So that is hankering, because in that hankering state of mind, we are not able to enjoy the senses perfectly also. I mean, even Prabhupada used to say to that initial phase devotees, you are not able to, you don't know even how to enjoy the material senses. Forget about spirituality. How, I mean, he was indicating how degraded the human civilization is now. Okay, even to enjoy the material senses also, because we have a desire. Lord has made this material world to enjoy desire, this material senses to limited way, so that you don't get disturbed. Keep it satisfied to some extent, and then focus majority of the time on the spiritual enlightenment and on the devotion. That's the whole idea. So Lord want to satisfy. Lord has given us some concession and some facilitation to enjoy the senses, not because He is encouraging to us to enjoy the senses, because anyway we are not going to listen. We are hell bent on those sense enjoyments. We are misguided. We have forgot our identity, and if we don't get that sense enjoyment, we get disturbed, and your spiritual life will not be able to take. That is the situation for majority of the people, materialistic people, or half materialistic, half spiritualist people, whatever. Majority of us falls into this category. So material enjoyment is there, but then we keep hankering because we need to make an arrangement for this. And in that state of mind, we are not actually able to enjoy senses, but whatever pleasure we are trying to seek more and more. Because our constitutional nature as a soul, we are a soul, and we are constitutionally, we are Satchidanand, means we are eternal. We are not temporary. We are unlimited bliss. Soul as unlimited at the service of Lord. Satchidanand, and we are knowledgeable, fully knowledgeable. We have forgotten this. So, but the identity of the soul is there. So we want all this. We want everything permanent. We want everything eternal. We want unlimited happiness. But the body which we accepted is temporary, limited, constraints. And it doesn't give you the pleasure or bliss what you are seeking for. It doesn't give you that satisfaction of the soul, which is basically love, pure love, that you don't get with this material senses and so-called material relations. You don't get that. You get temporary of it, just to get glimpse, and again there is a distress. Where the material world is made, here are happiness, there is a distress. There is a hill one side, there is a valley other side. It's always associated both. If you are getting some material happiness, you are bound to get some distress out of that, because you are going to create some karma, and it's very complicated. We don't have to get into all those things, but the matter of fact is we should understand happiness and distress are two sides of coin in material world. They'll keep coming and going, but we have got attached to this, and we should not actually attach to this. But then since we are Satchidanand, we want some engagement, we want some service, we want some love, we want to serve somebody. Prabhupada says our eternal nature of the soul is this: serve. Then serve whom? Currently we are serving body and intelligence, the senses. But we have to serve Lord, so that we actually get situated under natural way. So this is our position. We are hankering. And then if you get something, you will enjoy that. And then some point of time, it will be taken away. It will deteriorate. It will be lost. It will be degraded. It is a natural nature. It's a natural way of whole thing, you see anything. It starts, comes in existence, remains there. Sometimes it gives pleasure and degrades. So it's going to be, every day will not be same, we'll say. Hmm? So then we lament, oh, I lost it, I wanted it. Oh, I should have that more and more. And that lamentation we are not able to enjoy. Distress, suffering is there. So so-called happiness, which is also suffering, Prabhupada says, because it is not real. It's temporary. And then you get more distress. So again, it's a distress. Hankering and lamentation. Prabhupada says in this his purport that happiness and distress is coming like snake comes and bites. So happiness comes, bites. Distress comes, bites. We are like attacked by all this. We are continuously in mess of this, under the mess of this, ups and down, ups and down. And why it is happening? Because we want it. We want to enjoy. We want to become happy in the way of sense enjoyment, which is difficult, which is not natural. But we want that. So the demigods are the assemblies people, sages are saying that the foolish person live in cycle of birth and death, always overburdened in discharging and so-called duties, and we do not know why they will accept shelter of your lordship. Member of Assembly saying we have understood our position. They are acknowledging that we are in a very bad position. We are just trying to enjoy the senses, doing some karma kanda, and we are trying to enjoy fruits of our own work, right? And in that process, we are doing a lot of karma, vikarma, akarma, vikarma and karma. You get karma phala. Again, you do karma, vikarma. Again, karma phala, good, bad, punya, papa. So, good result, bad result. We are all attached to this. We are in the mess of it, and we forget the real need, purpose of spiritual life. This is our mess. Forget our real purpose of spiritual life. We forget Lord Krishna. We forget Krishna consciousness. Originally, you are supposed to be Krishna consciousness 24 hours a day. We forget it because we get attached to mind, and mind will take you to the sense enjoyment, and then it will keep you busy there to mitigate those problems. Because mind is the epicenter of all this. So if mind is inclined to material senses, you will be always distressed. But if mind is inclined to spirituality, mind want to serve the Lord, mind is satisfied by spiritual thing, then you will be happy in the same material. I mean, in Hindi there is one nice I mean small saying, like they say it, man changa to katri mein ganga, like that they say, man changa to katri mein ganga. It's like, I mean, changa means if your mind is satisfied, you are satisfied with whatever you get, you will be happy. Katori mein Ganga means it's a small pot, whole Ganga is there. Means it's a sort of analogy, but it's very nice. It's simple, 2 sentences, four words display. I mean, gives you the whole meaning. So now we have to the sages, the assembly people. They understood their position. That yes, this is our position. We are always ups and down by hankering and lamentation, and they are now praying or glorifying the Lord that because we have forgotten you. This is a live incident because the whole sacrifice, the yajna of the Daksha Prajapati, in whole arena, they were doing their own uh, activities and battles and ego battles, fightings and all that. And they have actually forgotten the Lord. If they would not have forgotten the Lord on that moment, and this is true for everything what we do, whenever we are forgetting the Lord out of context, and we do anything out of context from the Lord, we are into this mess of hankering, lamentation, material world, and then all this mind, intelligence, ego, and we are into that network because we forget Lord. Now, when we forget Lord means what? We forget our identity. Our identity is a servant of Lord. We forget that identity. Then in that case, what we do? We feel we are Lord or we are boss. We are Lord. And then we tend to enjoy material world, which is not going to happen because that's not the way material world is, and that's not the our constitutional position. Our constitutional position is to serve the Lord. So this is how we should take this key. When we are doing something which is out of context or which is not in relation to Lord, when we are not ready to give our results for the satisfaction of to the satisfaction of Lord, and we are trying to enjoy the fruits of our own activities, this is what is going to happen. That is what we are actually forgetting the Lord, and we are not situated in our national constitutional position, natural constitution, and then that leads to chaos. This is the these two shlokas. So first shloka, the assembly members, they are glorifying Lord. Oh Lord, please save us now. We have forgotten you, and that's what we are getting bitten by distress, happiness, ditches of distress and happiness, fire of lamentation and hankering we discussed, marriage of false happiness. Prabhupada nicely used this word, marriage of false. Marriage means basically it's in the desert there appears to be water and it's not there. So marriage. So we feel there is something there, but actually nothing, no happiness there. So we feel there is happiness in this material world out of our misidentification, but actually it's not there. It gives you some happiness. How I should say, it promises you some happiness. Okay, when you are trying to enjoy some material world, material thing, at the time of enjoyment, we feel a lot of happiness I'll get. It promises you because that's our mind. Mind is telling you, oh, you are going to be happy after by enjoying this particular sense enjoyment. And but actually you don't get that much. And we, at the end of the day, we create some karmas and we are in the trap of that. And actually we get distressed. If you see if you, by mercy of devotee, if you get this knowledge, if the intelligence, you will understand this in material world. Actually, it doesn't give you the happiness which we hanker for. And when you start with that, starting that enjoyment of that particular material thing, it starts with big hope, but it doesn't work that way. And it actually leads frustration and so much entanglement and so much burden, hard work like a donkey. Because to have small happiness of material, we work so much hard. I mean, we have seen that. I mean, as a devotee, by mercy of Prabhupada, by mercy of Lord, we are slowly understanding this. Of course, it's only still theoretical understanding, at least people like me. But at least to some extent, we get that glimpse. Yes, oh, we try so much thing for material happiness, but we don't get anything at the end of the day. We get very little thing. We want so much. We are eternal. We are Satchidanand. And and that is good actually. Having this frustration of not really able to enjoy this material life is a good thing, because that then you will try to inquire, oh, what is then which will give me happiness, and which tells. Bhagavatam tells every page that you surrender to Lord Krishna, you take devotion of Lord Krishna, you will get that happiness. And that whole Bhagavatam is meant for pushing us towards Lord Krishna. Correct. So this is the first sloka. Now second sloka, Lord Shiva starts speaking. I mean, in the same mood, in the same mood of like our assembly. Lord Shiva says, "Oh my Lord, my mind and consciousness are always fixed on your lotus feet, which as the source of all benediction, which is the source of all benediction and fulfillment of all desires, are worshipped by all liberated great sages, because your lotus feet are worthy of worship. With my mind fixed on your lotus feet, I am no longer disturbed by person who blaspheme me." So, Lord Shiva, I'll not read everything. We'll just discuss. Prabhupada mentions here very important thing. Prabhupada brings here two, three things very quickly. And of course, there is a earlier sloka also. So, Prabhupada brings two things here. Once we forget the Krishna consciousness, all the bad things starts. Anger, lust, greed. Okay, Lord Shiva was angry, at least for some time, at the second part of the story. And because Lord Shiva acknowledged this, I was also angry. when I'm forgetting but whenever I'm remembering your lotus feet, I don't have any problem. I'm completely, transcendental platform, and he's not at all angry. So Lord Shiva is saying that because whenever I forgets you, I will have a problem. But of course, he will not forget. He's a topmost Vaishnava, but he's just telling for benefit of us. And whenever, and Lord Shiva says, I'm always meditating on your lotus feet. And that is why I am able to, I don't mind about insults, what happened. I did not mind about insult that happened by Daksha to me. He's acknowledging that. Means what is basically Prabhupada explains here is he's acknowledging the importance of Krishna consciousness. He's acknowledging the, taking the shelter of Lord Krishna. Lord Shiva is doing that. Let's imagine, let's understand Lord Shiva. He's almost like at a similar level of same level of Lord, almost there. Okay, Lord Shiva is a very different, and he's topmost Vaishnava. So he's saying when I am uh, focusing, I am meditating on your lotus feet, I don't all my no problem to me. So he's telling us that. So Prabhupada explains more elaborately further. You should always remember Lord Krishna in whatever sphere of life. Prabhupada writes very clearly here. We should do all our activities without forgetting Lord Krishna. Means throughout remembrance of Lord Krishna. We should always do our activity. Whatever you do, you offer it to Lord. Whatever you eat, offer it to Lord. Whatever you do, some activity, job, this, that, you offer it to Lord. Whatever good and bad thing happens by external thing, you say it's Lord's mercy. If some bad things or good things happen, if bad things also happen, it's Lord's mercy only. Devotee doesn't distinguish that, because Lord gives some distress to us. That is only to bring us to His lotus feet. So by understanding the Lord's intention about us, because Lord will never be uh, wishing bad on us, about us. He will be always, he's a well-wisher. He's never a bad wisher of us. He's a well-wisher of us. So that is what devotee means. Devotee will never think at even a single moment that Lord is not taking care of him, or Lord is not with him, Lord is uh, giving him distress. He will never think, because it's not the case. This is not real case. It is never, Lord will never put us in trouble. We are like his sons. We are his dear sons. So Lord will never falter on his promise that I will take care of, provided we are surrendered. Okay, so devotee knows his position. Devotee knows this position, and devotee knows Lord's position. Devotee knows the relation between these two. So he will always once you know, if you are convinced about somebody's, you are surrendered to somebody, somebody is actually your owner, your owner. I mean, your master, rather. You will do all the activities to satisfy him, because it's then loving relation, loving action starts, and we are not really bothered about. Then it's easy to take up all this external mess, what is happening with us, with our mind and body and material world. It is easy to take. Why? Because we say everything is Lord's plan, everything is Lord's mercy, and which is not. It is not a mental adjustment. We should understand. It's not some mental adjustment, or this shlokas are given just to have some on mental platform. Okay, you assume everything is fine. It's not that mental a platform. Devotion, bhakti is not on a mental platform. It is on a spiritual platform. It is beyond this. We are just there. We are under the shelter of, means we are actually under the shelter of. It is not some mental thinking. I mean, we think sometimes. Even I think many times, because we are, at least we are at a very early stage of devotion. So, oh, is it some mental adjustment? Artificially, we are thinking. No, when you chant, Prabhupada says 100 times, when you chant, it is not a mental adjustment. It is you are actually connected to Lord. The Harinam is there in front of you. Hari is there in front of you. It is not Harinam, Hari is different. He is there, Lord is there. So if you have got this faith, you are at a different platform. You are in a spiritual platform, not on the sensual or mental platform. Okay. So devotee takes everything in this way. Yes, he is actually connected to Lord. So everything will happen. He is having that firm faith that Lord will take care of him. And he will dedicate out of love. It is not force. It is not force. Lord doesn't want your results of your sacrifice. He is independent. He is independent of Madhav. It is good for us only to offer him our fruits of our activity, so that Lord satisfies and give us the blessing. By getting the blessing, we are only getting benefited. Lord doesn't need us in real sense. Of course, in a loving action, he needs us, but it's very different. At material point of view, or he doesn't. He is independent. So it is for good for us. So all the Lord Shiva is acknowledging this. Whenever I am sort of meditating, thinking about lotus feet of Lord, I don't have any problem. So that's why Lord is, so Prabhupada explains saying that we also should follow footsteps of Lord Shiva, so that we'll not be affected by this temporary happiness, distress, kama, krodha, lobha, mada, moha, mutsa. Because if you see in a day, kama, krodha, lobha, mada, moha will keep biting you will find that. This is a practical example. If we analyze our situation, we suppose we get angry in some particular situation, then we'll understand later, wholeheartedly, if you think, we'll understand that we'll understand that we were, and in that phase of that particular instant, we were not connected to Krishna. We were somehow on material platform. You will understand. And you can say, if we would have been connected to Krishna, somehow chanting or thinking about Krishna or talking about Krishna or thinking about some sloka about Gita, we will not behave odd in that situation. We'll behave the way we are supposed to be. This is clear cut. We can experience in the life. We can experience this. So we have to keep experiencing this, keep increasing our dependence on Lord, keep increasing our dependence on, keep surrendering to Him, keep going further and further. Okay, and start relishing the relations with Lord. That is Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada say you should be busy in serving Lord Krishna. Serving. Thinking of Lord means serving. When you are serving Lord, your thinking means you are serving. You are serving, you are thinking. Okay, it's all same. So we have to keep doing that. That is Krishna consciousness. Nothing more than that. Just keep chanting, take Lord, engage yourself in service. You are doing some material activity, offer the fruits of that activity to Lord. Do it for Lord, conscious that okay, this is for my Lord. Like that, you have to change your consciousness to Krishna consciousness. Things will fall into place, and the whole drama of Daksha to this will not happen in case of us. Otherwise, it will keep happening to us in different. It's happening to us now also. Whenever we are drifting away from Krishna consciousness, that happens. So that is how it works. So Prabhupada clearly says, engage ourselves into Krishna consciousness 24 hours a day. Try to do that. The more you do, the bitings of the snake of happiness, distress, and material world will be minimized. In the same material world, we can become highest, we can become blissful, we can become 100% Krishna conscious. Out in the spiritual, we can go in spiritual world, right in material world, being there because our consciousness is spiritual. Body doesn't matter. So this is how it works. So Prabhupada has explained it, and I think we discussed that. So this is the now context I gave, and then these two slokas talks about continuation of that whole incidents. Now they are going further, they are glorifying Lord Krishna and all that. So that's the next story. Of upcoming speakers may explain you more. So this is what I wanted to share with all of you. Thanks for patiently listening, and thanks for your time in the morning. His Grace Uttam Damodar Prabhuji also is there. Prabhuji can add or give his comments or correct whatever it's on this in this context. So I'll request that. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhu, so nicely explained. So lucidly, Prabhupada makes it easier. You made it even more easier for us to understand.
Yes.
About, the Vaishnava Aparadha and how to get over the Vaishnava Aparadha. And getting over it, I think.
Prabhuji, your voice is a bit lower.
Is it better now?
Yeah, it looks better now.
Yeah. So, it's very important for us to avoid Vaishnava Aparadha, but in case if it is, happened, then begging forgiveness is the most important part of it, which is very nicely explained here. So, you also explained it very nicely. Thank you so much. I really don't have any comments. Thank you for a wonderful explanation from Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thanks. So,
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandot Pranam. Any questions, comments?
I have a sharing 28th sloka.
Prabhuji,
We
can
are
you be a
always
little bit louder?
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Yes, little bit
Prabhu,
louder.
Hare
Or
Krishna.
is there any problem with my? Please go ahead, Prabhuji. Maybe some problem with my listing.
Hare Krishna. No. Here. No, even my mic also not showing anything.
Okay.
Is it okay now? Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
manageable, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So maybe signal problem. So that 28th verse, we are in the illusion. Just I'm remembering Prabhupada's one example. One devotee was asking, Prabhupada, this Maya is very strong. Sometimes it comes and drags me away like that. So Prabhupada told, no, it is not sometimes comes and drags. We are always in Maya. Only that realization you brought out nicely in a previous sloka. Thank you, Prabhu. This is my sharing.
Thanks, Prabhuji, for your sharing the thought. Hare Krishna. Any questions, comments from the devotees? We can take up now. Further. Okay, so if there are no questions or comments, then I think with your permission, we'll close the session. And thanks for your time in the morning. So keep attending this Zoom platform to get enlightened ourselves. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Tantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.